Why, hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Get Better at GoNNER. We're going to have a little bit of a format change on the show here. I'm going to be talking a bit about that as we get into it here, but we are going to start with a regular run, and then we're going to do the daily. I'm still doing a little bit of reconfiguration on the stream, though, so pardon for one moment while I get everything updated here. Alright, we are back in. Okay, so here's the plan. You may have noticed a couple of episodes ago, we beat GoNNER. Now, I wouldn't say that I've mastered it yet, but... Oh, hold on, no, we have to take a different head this time. I wouldn't say that we've mastered it, but we beat it. So... Sorry, I keep getting distracted here. We beat the game, so the whole let's get better at situation, it's a little bit, well, I mean, it's a little bit accomplished, you might say. We've gotten better at it. We haven't mastered it yet, but that was never really the plan. However, I do want to keep playing GoNNER. I love this game, and I would like to keep creating content for it, because I do still feel like it deserves more attention. So, what we are going to do tonight is play possibly a warm-up, depending on how well this first one goes, and then play the daily. That's going to be it for GoNNER for tonight, and then we're going to switch to another game that's going to be next in my series. I think it's one you're going to enjoy. And depending on how it goes, that may become a complete replacement, or we may continue to do sort of like a mishmash of different games here. I am recording with the intent for this to go on YouTube in different parts, by the way, just so you know in advance. So if halfway through the stream I stop talking for a second, the screen goes black, and then I come back and say something like, "Hey everyone, welcome back to blah 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 blah," it's because my plan ultimately is to split things up into different uploads once I get the stream finished. So, I'm jumping on things that are spiky. I'm planning to run this as sort of like two different formats, depending on what medium you're watching. And if you're watching from YouTube, you're going to see everything sensibly split up properly and as if it was on purpose. If you're watching on Twitch, it's going to be potentially a little unusual, because it's kind of going to seem like I'm chopping in and out, and it's because it's going to make the editing easier for me in the long run. In the long run, that's, you know, intentional. I'm not changing it. Not going to take the secret level. By the way, you may notice I have a much different loadout than I would normally take here. It is, I do have a good reason, and you'll see when it becomes appropriate, but, you know, we're gonna build up to that. I do have a plan for tonight, and you're going to see what it is once we get there. I don't want to spoil anything yet. But this is a little out of my comfort zone. I don't think we're going to make very impressive combos out of this. Oh. And hopefully that doesn't happen. Alright, so I'm going to take a different weapon, given that that head just kind of, in general, makes me angry. I think we're going to be better off with the shotgun than with the scythe for that. Shotgun, and we do need the jump pack. So, bear with me while we make a thing happen here. Then we're going to do the daily. Then we're going to play something secret that I hope everybody likes. And as much as I'm not really a big fan of this loadout, that was pretty nice. That was not. That was much less nice. That's okay, though. All this means is that I have to be much more conscious of my positioning and facing. Nope, out of ammo. Alright, so in theory, I can see how shotgun with this pack would be awesome, but I can't seem to make it work effectively. Alright, screw that guy. I don't care about no stupid snail. So, let's do our very best to not play too embarrassingly with this set of equipment that I am incredibly uncomfortable with. The goal here, by the way, is to make it past the first boss. Which, at this rate, I mean, I'd like to think we've gotten good enough that with any equipment I can make it at least that far. But I do have to admit that the way the jumping works on this head, teddy head, it's awkward and uncomfortable, and I don't really like it. And I can see the point, and I see the benefit, but I still don't like it. That's my opinion, I'm sticking to it. So, how's everybody doing out there in internet land today? It's Monday. A lot of you probably went back to work. I did. Kind of a busy day, you know, holiday. And since it's a holiday and everybody has, you know, all the time free and can do whatever they want whenever they want, of course that means that everybody has to be exactly where I am all at the same time. You know, they can't, like, spread it out and let me have a nice chill day just doing bits and pieces of my job as the day goes. No, it's gotta be everyone in the whole world all at once, and then nobody at all for the rest of the day. Those are the rules, right? But no matter. I'm not gonna get into that too much. Okay, so we're coming up on the first boss here. I'm not really sure. Not really sure what I was going for there. I'm gonna keep my glyphs just in case we end up needing to continue, which is possible. Most of the jumps we're gonna do here are gonna be on the wall, I think. Nope. Not a fan of that. Oh, well, okay. Continue is fine. This one, we're not really playing for, like, not really playing for a super successful run here. We're playing for a specific goal, and I think we can make it happen this time. Provided I'm just a little bit more careful than that. Alright, that's one down. Cool. Okay, took those guys out. That's excellent. So, we're going into the tunnel snake, and we're gonna go see Sally! How you doing, Sally? Sally! What have I done? What have I done? I needed that. Alright, so spoiler alert, what I'm trying to do is get on top of Sally's head. Alright, well I guess we're doing that another time. I thought I could make that work. I have to do a little more digging to figure out how to make that happen. Regardless, we are going to jump into the daily. Of course! Of course this is the loadout for the daily. You see this, right? I'm not crazy? Well, let's make it happen. Lost my combo right away. And immediately got hit. We're off to a great start so far. I've learned some things recently about the way the scoring system works, though, that I think is probably going to, yeah, hilarious. Funny stuff. I just picked that exact same loadout and describe it as possibly my least favorite that I've used so far. Well, I didn't describe it in those exact words, but you get it. You could feel my distaste at the time. And then, of course, that just happens to be the unchangeable loadout from the daily that's up next. That's good, though. It's good that we accidentally did a practice run for the daily, because now I kind of know what to watch out for in terms of what absolutely is going to screw me up here. Oh boy. Nope, no, oh, no. Well, yeah, good job, thanks. 8th place. 8th place. Well, we're gonna do that once more, just to get a little more progress, so we can have a better look at it. That one just it just set me up for embarrassment right from the start. You can't deny that felt like it was on purpose. Comedy value is worth it, though. That was quite funny, in fact. Okay, so things that I learned. Your score, I already knew was based on combos. What I did not know is that every glyph that you pick up, it's not just for survivability, it also increases the score that you get per kill per combo. So, like, I've got one glyph, every kill that I got would get me increasing amounts of points, but every glyph that I get also increases that multiplier. So the more glyphs I have, the faster I can build up points, which, I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. It's actually pretty obvious, but the way in which it multiplies your score, it's cool, and I didn't know the details. Is there anything? Nope, nothing down here. It's like this loadout, this head, it's designed specifically to make the scythe awful. Okay, can we make some good stuff happen here? What? Oh, okay, we did it. That was nerve-wracking, but successful. I thought I could time that properly. Apparently not. Ignoring that guy, that's just a death waiting to happen, that little situation. So we're gonna let that one go. And I think the best way to kill these guys with my current loadout is to jump on them, because I can't... I mean, if I was better, then yeah, I could absolutely effectively line myself up. However, I am not, and therefore I can't. Alright, at least, you know, we have a good collection of... Oh, score doesn't matter anymore because I died. I was gonna say, we have a good collection of glyphs that's gonna... Alright, well, you know what? I'm not gonna bang my head against this anymore. We're gonna do one more regular run, and it's gonna be not meant for unlocking secrets, it's just gonna be a, hey, we're gonna play this game run. We will play this life through to its conclusion, and then we are moving on to Super Secret Next Game. Which I promise you're going to enjoy. So how does everybody feel about waffles? You know, let's talk about waffles. Waffles are delicious. I have eaten some recently. I spoke about waffles briefly on my weekend stream from last night? Yeah, a little bit. It was kind of a space filler. My primary focus in my speech about waffles was about waffle format, if you will. I can't think of a better way to put that, but the simplified version, not simplified, it's a very simple concept. I've had a lot of waffles recently that don't seem very waffly to me. I've noticed it might just be local for me. Maybe it's just my area, maybe it's just coincidence. But when I think waffles, I think like Belgian waffles, like big, you know, hearty, sculpted affairs that can hold a lot of stuff in and on them. You know, syrup, fruit, cream, whatever it is that you put on your waffles. The waffle is sort of designed as a, you know, a delivery device for toppings. And wow, that was awesome. And as a result, I find it a little curious that I have seen so many waffles recently that are essentially a textured pancake. You know, they're really quite thin. The size of the cells in them, rather than being roughly 1-inch squares, as I feel like good waffle cells should be. They're closer to like 1/4-inch squares, and they're barely deep enough to even like hold syrup. Think of like the size of the texture of an Eggo waffle, only expanded to fill a plate and be roughly the, you know, the diameter of like a decent pancake. Not a tiny pancake, a regular sized pancake. And then, you know, that's called a waffle in many situations. And like, it's good. It tastes quite a bit like a waffle. But let's say that you've got whipped cream or like preserved strawberries or something, or, you know, sliced up bananas, whatever you like to put on your waffle. Let's say that you've got some of that to put on your waffle. And then let's say after that you attempt to put these things on your waffle. If you do it with one of these thin textured pancake waffles, sure, now you've got sliced fruit or syrup or whatever on top of your waffle. But like most of your topping pieces, you know, sliced bananas, bits of strawberry, anything like that, they're going to be bigger than the actual cells of the waffle. The waffle is not holding these toppings. The waffle is in fact just a base for these toppings. Which is not the same thing, you know? It's like the difference between a taco and a tostada. You know? It's like... Yes, they are both delivery methods for eating a bunch of toppings in a fun and tasty manner. But it comes down to... Oh no. Technique, you know? Imagine eating a hard-shelled taco only it wasn't folded. You know, it didn't have fillings and a shell. It was like a plate made of taco shell, which is essentially a tostada. You know, it's still delicious, but it loses the point of it being a taco. You can't call it a taco unless it's shaped like a taco, looks like a taco, eats like a taco. I'm just doing terribly here. Likewise, I don't think you can call it a waffle unless it performs all of the functions of a waffle. Like, yes, it has a texture to it. Great, so tell me, how exactly is this thing that you call a waffle any different from a pancake that somebody has pressed with a mold, you know? And let me tell you a little more on the topic, because I prepared for this. You know, I wanted to. Okay, so check that out. That's another trick that I learned. If you throw away all your stuff and you press the shoot button while mushing yourself against Sally, you can give her a kiss, and she'll give me a permanent health upgrade. I have 4 hearts now instead of 3. I'll lose that if I die, but I've only recently learned that. Also, it's adorable. Anyway, I was actually planning on talking about waffles tonight. I went to do a little research so I could find out, like, traditionally, you know, the invention and origin of waffles. Is this, you know, small cell size a new thing, or is it a, you know, an impurification of the old techniques? Because I suspect that you know, a big, hearty, deeply textured Belgian waffle, that felt like traditional and old style to me. And in all honesty, I started with Wikipedia and I looked up the history of waffles, and I read it for about 45 seconds, and I said to myself, I am currently reading the history of waffles, and I just could not bring myself to continue. The sheer ridiculousness of it. Not to say that seeking knowledge is ridiculous, but seeking knowledge in the form of the history of waffles for the sake of winning an argument with nobody on the internet, you know, I couldn't do it. I decided, we're just going to leave this with my opinion. I'm not going to try too hard to back this up, because if your opinion differs from mine, honestly, it does not matter. I may make fun of you a little bit, but you would be justified in either defending yourself or in return also making fun of me for, you know, for caring that much. So ultimately, I don't know if history supports me on my theory that a waffle should be large in texture and hearty in holding. What I learned is that the Wikipedia page about waffles is actually far more extensive than I would have expected. I strongly recommend you go check it out if you actually have any interest in, you know, I don't know, food history. It's fascinating. But bottom line is, I think waffles are pretty good, and I want my waffles to be able to effectively hold toppings. And I find that some of the waffles that I've had recently do not have cells that are large enough to effectively hold the kind of toppings that I want to put on my waffles. So that's my speech about waffles. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy waffles. I hope you enjoy the looping flash animation about waffles that suggests that if you don't have a waffle in front of you at any given moment, that perhaps you would be happier if you did have a waffle in front of you. It even requests that you look in front of you now. And it follows up that request with the query, do you have a waffle? And that is where I will leave it. So, I distracted myself with waffles in that run, and we are actually getting pretty close to a nice collection of glyphs. And I failed to follow through on my strategy of play carefully and cautiously once you have a good collection. If we can actually build up another good collection here, we're going to give that another try. We're going to see if we can combo enough to earn more glyphs and then use those glyphs to build score and survivability. 2, 3, nope! Alright, well that's that. Good lead out. We're dead and we can't afford to continue. So, we are going to take a break in the show here. I'm not actually going anywhere. It's just going to be a little blank for a moment.